YouTube. So it's a Sunday morning ride with me, Calmbiker and Chris, and we're going to do some country lanes in Holderness, which will end up taking us to castles on the promenade at Withernsea for a bit of lunch. So this is a back road ride, and already something's gone wrong with the waypoints that I put into me beeline, but as I know the area like the back of my hand, I don't even know why I got it turned on, to be honest. But it lanes, and it's asked me if I want to reroute, so I suppose in a way I'm learning to use it, which is a good thing. I'm seriously impressed with it. And the more I use it, the more familiar I get with it, the more confidence I'll have in its ability to get me to places. As I say, probably, knowing me, on a trip, the only time I actually need it is for maybe for the last 10 or 15 miles of a journey, you know, when you come off a main route. Because there's not many places in the UK where I don't really get lost in the UK, because I've travelled around it for, well, I don't know, 50 odd years. Well, since I was 19 years of age. No, actually that's not right, 17 years of age. The first, I can remember the first long journey I ever did was when we went to Winchester with an ambulance to take a lady, maternity patient, back to her home town. And yeah, it's time to go this way. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Sprotely, that's right. So that was a 2-day, believe it or not, nowadays we would go to Winchester and back in a day, easy. But in 1973, it was a day to get down there and a day to get back, and the car we used was a version of the old Austin Land Crab. It was the Austin 3 litre that had been converted by Carlton Motors in Hull into an estate car. I don't actually think they made an estate variant of the Austin 3 litre. And I was actually watching Matheson's T'other Night on Sky, and Derek Matheson said their Achilles heel was the overheated, and the reason ours was got rid of, it did a run up to the Heart unit, which used to be in Newcastle, and on the way it overheated and seized. Now then, and when they got it back to our workshops in Beverley, engineers said it's not worth it, get rid of it. So it was auctioned off as you know, seized engine. Somebody would have got a bag, and somebody who was a decent mechanic would have put that on the road for very little money, I should imagine. And if you had it nowadays, with it being an estate, possibly one of only maybe one, it'd be worth a bob or two. I have to say, I did wonder. I wonder if it's still knocking about. So this area that we're riding in today is Holderness, and we have a sitting straight on. We have a prescribed ride, which takes us down through Withenwick, which is that way to our left. And I thought, I said to Richard, I was having a look at his map of all the roads he's ridden, and I said to him, is there anywhere in Holderness where you haven't been? He went, oh, loads of roads, Graham. Well, actual fact, when I had the Africa Twin, we did these areas quite a lot. So I suspect a lot of these roads Rich already has been down, but because they're not on his map, you know, it's like his Ladybird Book of Country Lanes. Do you remember those I Spy books? He hadn't ticked it off. And I've had a week using the monkey bike. I just put this one away for a few days. I had a bit of an overdose of it. Got it out this morning. It was like, oh, it's so civilised after riding the monkey. It's got power. Put the camera back on because this woodland is wonderful. Lovely atmosphere in here. It's real light and feels like spring. Well, it is near enough anyway. This is taking us towards the village of Sprotely. We're basically just running parallel to the A165, but I was hoping we would come here, and we have. These are the grounds of big stately home over there. Now then, this one is Burton Constable Hall, and for years this was the rundown property. I can remember coming here and it had rotten floors and rotten windows, and since then they've done it up and it's now one of the nicest stately homes. Burton Constable Hall in East Yorkshire. I can't tell you how badly I want to turn left, but the computer say turn right. Okay, have a little faith. This is Sprotely anyway. Richard having a Honda moment there. Ah, forgot about this road, didn't you, Calvert? I should know my way around here backwards. I completely forgot about this road. I was thinking, no, if you want to go to Lely, turn left. You don't say Lely, you see. And it's like, I forgot about this road. It links Sprotely to Preston, but it's a no, it's not a crossroads, and you turn left. Yeah, 1.7 miles. Boggle Lane. In all honesty, I couldn't tell you one single thing about the CL500 that I don't like. I've never, ever owned a bike that I've been this pleased with this soon, with the exception possibly of the 1250 Suzuki. Every other one I've had, there's always been a niggle, something I didn't like. This one, no, can't fault it. It's like with the little, why are we following this blooming bike? What on earth is going on here? Yeah, no, my VFR 1200 I used to complain because it was a bit cramped for me to get on. The GSX 1250, can't think of anything comes to mind with that one. The Hornet was uncomfortable. But this one, no, fantastic. I think the last time we came down this road, I was on the Africa Twin, and it's the one and only time I ever used the fog lights on the bike, which I had for, what did I have it for, 2.5 years? What didn't I like about the Africa Twin? I fell out with the DCT in the end, and I didn't like the height of it. And having had an off on it, I lost my confidence with it. The NT 1100, I just bought the wrong bike altogether. I think I had a bloody moment of bloody madness or something. I still can't work out what the hell possessed me to ever buy a bike as big and as heavy as that sod. I got it wrong on so many. I could go on all day about where I went wrong with that bike. So to put it in a folder, I just bought the wrong bike. I haven't been to Danthorpe. Let's go to Danthorpe. I don't want to go to Betting Pigs. It's boring. I'm just going to see how badly I can get this thing lost. I've stopped following it. I've gone back to the map in my head. I got bored with it. I had to turn it off really, but never mind. This keeps asking me if I want to reroute though. Yeah? Oh, we'll go to Danthorpe. It's telling me to turn right and I've ignored it again. But it keeps asking me to reroute and it keeps finding ways for me to go. Yeah, it wants me to go back on myself. I don't want to do that, it's boring. Sooner or later we'll come out somewhere we know. Ooh. These are my kind of roads. I love roads like this. This is the kind of roads that the CL was made for. Oh, Danthorpe. There we are. I tried to put this in as a waypoint and it wouldn't let me do it for some reason, which I still haven't quite worked out, but I don't think it was the beeline. I think it's the guy using the beeline that's the problem. This Luddite. But we aren't lost. I know exactly where we are. We're in the middle of Holderness. You can't be lost. It's just they're all interconnecting roads. So, you know, if you don't know one road, sooner or later you'll think, oh, I know where I am now, yeah. Play our cards right, we could end up in Holborn as an absolute knockout fish and chip shop. Yeah, we're not going to go back to Sproat Lake. Yeah, it's going to take us up to Roos. What time is it? It's 10 to 12. This is just heaven. Let's see what this signpost says here. Austwick. I ain't been there either. Go here. Never been to Austwick. Oh shit. It wants me to ride a loop, but I don't want to do that. That's boring. I'll tell you what'll happen here. We'll either end up at the dead end road and have to do a UE, or we'll come out somewhere and you'll think, yep, I know where I am. That's where this bike comes into its own. When you need it to be nimble, this is really nimble. The only bike I've got that's better than this at nimble is the Monkey. But as proper sized motorbikes go, this one, the bike, it's nothing like it, but in spirit it reminds me of it. That bike that Steve McQueen rode, on the Great Escape, the one he jumped over the barbed wire, it just reminds me of that. It's Bud Aitken's Triumph, isn't it? Imagine having a name as cool as Bud Aitken's. You've got to be good at riding a motorbike to have a name like that, haven't you? What's going on here? Oh, some kind of a site entrance. Yeah, still working. Oh, he wants me to go left. Where's that go to then? Flinton. Ah. I'm trying to make up my mind where this is going to bring us out. I can't make up my mind if it's... Yeah. I think we're somewhere at the back of Roos. I'm genuinely not quite sure. I definitely know I've never been on this road before. This is a completely new road to me. I'll be interested to see where it brings us out. I worked around Holderness for approximately not quite 3 years. So the bulk of the time I was over at Beverley, so I started to learn this area when I was at Hornsey, when I was doing the RRV there, but never really. It's a low density population area, is this? Okay, let's say, oh, Roos, yeah, that'll do. Oh, so I was right, I'm at the back of Roos. Oh, good guess, GC. Some really nice lanes to ride, really nice. Holderness is a nice place to ride a motorbike like this around on. I used to come up here a fair bit with the Pulse 250. What was wrong with the Pulse 250? There was not a great deal wrong with it. It wasn't particularly comfortable. And if it had a problem, the problem was it was cheaply made and fragile. If you treat that bike like I treat my Hondas, it wouldn't have lasted 2 years, you'd have broke it. And it had a lot of issues with its suspension, particularly the front forks, constantly leaking. I never really got, well, I bought one brand new fork when it was only about 2 or 3 years old. Okay. We're going to go left. Says I can go either way, I think. Just got 1100 miles up on the bike. I'm trying to get back to the road that goes through Roos so Richard can have a nice ride on those bends. He'll come zooming past, I know he will. I think. Do you know, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a draft, and there's a draft going at the back of my leg like you won't believe. I've made that many left and right turns, I don't actually know if I'm riding towards Hull or riding towards Withensea. I genuinely couldn't tell you. think I'm riding towards Roos. Yeah, I know where I am. That's Howden that way. This is Tunstall, and we're coming into the village of Roos. So Richard gets to ride on his nice lanes. So I've come in. If you go that way, it'll get you onto 1033, which is an abysmal road. It's the main road from Hull to Withensea. It's basically a 30-mile-an-hour crawl. It's horrible. This is what the With crews used to say was the back way to Hull.
There goes Graham on the mighty sail.